Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and we are trucking along the way for my Pixar animated movie reviews. And next up we have Monsters, Inc. Monsters, Inc. was a 2001 film, and the plot, probably obvious even if you haven't seen the movie. It's about Monsters, Inc. It's a corporation that has these monsters, these creatures who have to go out there through these doors of dimensions and portals to get to little kids' rooms. Yes, it sounds creepy, but hold on. They go there to scare as many kids as they can. And they have to do this, so they feel like they have to do it for whatever reason. They almost compete for it to see who can scare more kids. But they have this thing where you can't attack the kids, you can't touch them because they think the kids will kill them if they touch them. Now, one of the little girls somehow winds up in the corporation. So these two monsters in particular, Mike and Sully, have to not only make sure no one finds out about this because they'll get screwed, but they have to get her back to her room in the real world. What I thought of Monsters, Inc. was I quite enjoyed this movie. I did. And I will say the beginning of it, I liked the premise. I did. I thought it was creative. And Pixar always seems to be able to find either animals or creatures or toys and put them in situations where you can go, oh, okay, this is different. Oh, this is interesting. Or I never quite thought this premise could work. But it is. But it wasn't until we got our characters, Mike and Sully, and how they had to deal with this little girl, Boo. That's where I thought the movie ramped it up. That's where I thought the movie got more interesting and got more fun and just was able to do a lot more stuff with it. So I'm glad that happened. I'm not so sure if it would have held my attention if it just stayed with the scaring people plot and whatnot. The voice cast is Billy Crystal plays Mike Wazowski, which is kind of a funny name, especially when Boo tries to say it over and over again later on. John Goodman plays Sully, and John Goodman, I think, was my favorite of the two. Sully was, he was the big, scarier looking blue character, right? But he was lovable at the end of the day, and he connects to the Boo character. Boo, I should mention, is a little girl who is actually voiced by a real little girl, which makes sense. Some people are like, well, obviously, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes they cast, like, look at The Simpsons and how those voice actors for those kids, well, after 30 years, they're going to grow up. But even then, they were a lot older than they were playing. So I was surprised to see that it was indeed a little girl doing this voice because she is cute. She is likable. I like how she grows attached to Sully and following him around and the moments they have back and forth and how they're creeped out by touching her. But then over time, Sully becomes like a father figure to her. And there's a lot of moments between those two that are a little heart-wrenching, that do tug at the heartstrings a little bit. And again, I get it. But I enjoyed it. Billy Crystal is more the comedic one, or the one who's freaked out about everything. And sure, it makes sense, but I got more attached to Goodman's character. I liked the villain, who was voiced by Steve Buscemi, not only because he was a reptile that could camouflage, so essentially he could disappear and it was a cool effect, but I liked how the nefarious stuff that was going on, unbeknownst to the characters, and the twist that happened. I don't want to reveal too much. I know this movie's been out for over 15 years, but still, it's one of those movies that I enjoyed. I connected to the characters. I especially like Sully and Boo's relationship, the moment at the end between them. I can't talk about it, but I so want to. I thought the animation was good. They got very creative with some of the creatures and what they could look like. And I just like the story. I like the premise. What more can I say about Monsters, Inc.? Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of it? Did you like it as well? Should I watch Monsters University? Because I heard that's a prequel. Anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Later!